Welcome, everyone, to Split Field Podcast. I'm your co-host, Dav Crocker, alongside my other co-host, Max Lee. We have Brody Myers behind the scenes doing the X's and O's, making sure everything is A-OK. Let's break it down. Episode 1 of Split Field Podcast, the best sports podcast in the world. Max, how are we doing today? Are we ready?
Oh, I am ready. Ready as ever.
Let's get it. Okay, hot topic. Starting this next week, we have March Madness. So I think that's a perfect way to start off the podcast with lots of things going on. I do not follow a lot of college basketball. I always try to get into it every year, but I always start right around March Madness. So Max, what are we thinking here? Who are the standout teams in your opinion? Who's taking it?
All right. So you look at this March, and there's, in my opinion, 4, 5, 6 clear favorites to win the whole thing. So your first team, Duke, when are they not a favorite? Am I right? Every single year, they're a great team, and I think they're one of the best teams because offensively and defensively, they're basically unstoppable. You know. On top of that, you have a star player in Cameron Boozer, who is maybe the first overall pick in the NBA next year, if we're really looking at it. I think their strength of schedule is also a major case for them. They play over like 15 quadrant run teams, and I think they have over 15 wins. Obviously, going into the tournament at 1 seed, I think they're great.
When I do my bracket every year, I usually pick Duke to win it all every single year. I don't have enough knowledge to do otherwise. They stick out at me.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was a fan of when they had Flag, of course, and McCain 2 years ago. He caught my eye. So they've always been my team that I go with. But I know that Michigan's it's a top dog as well. And as an Ohio State guy, I hate to see it. So is there anything that like maybe can they get first rounded, or are they looking pretty dominant? What's the deal with them?
Michigan, if for them to get first rounded would be probably the biggest upset ever. I mean, you're looking at one of the best teams in history in this Michigan team. On KenPom, they're a top 5 offensive defense. I think they're one of the only teams that have done that. Yaxel Lendenborg is also one of the greatest players in the country, and I don't think he's being recognized enough. You know, he's a very versatile forward, great at rebounding, scoring, passing. He's really a jack of all trades.
It's like a Dav.
Also, yeah, like you. They're also very efficient. I think they have one of the best field goal percentages in the country. And inside the arc, they're great. They also, alongside Duke, have a great strength of schedule. I think there'd be no problems them facing a 16 seed. They're going to have no struggle, and maybe no struggle playing in the second round. Their one weakness is their turnovers, however. Their ball-playing guards aren't that great, and they have a lot of turnovers if you look at this Michigan team. I think it's because earlier in the season, LJ Casson tore his ACL, which is not great, and now they have a very shallow depth of point guard. And they also lack 3-point shooting. Their 3-point shooting, it's not bad, but it's not great, and it's not as good as a 1-seeded team's 3-point shooting should be. So I think that could also be another weakness for them.
Yeah, so they're 29-2. Michigan is.
Yeah.
And they're number 1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
They're still number 1, even. Okay. So they're number 1. The big thing that I want to talk about, though, is what happened yesterday afternoon with
Hmm.
the Miami of Ohio versus UMass game,
Yeah.
because that was a major game for UMass to pull away from the undefeated Miami team. And I want to hear your thoughts on if Miami should be in the tournament in the bracket, um, because I know their strength of schedule is not great.
Yeah. When you look at a team like Miami, Ohio, I've been thinking it all year. They were never going to make the tournament. Sure, they were 31-0, but they didn't have any good wins. They didn't have any quad one wins. They didn't look good if you watched them play. They didn't look like a great team. And losing to an 8 seeded UMass in the MAC, I believe it was the quarterfinals, is not a good look at all. When you look at a team like this, now they're 31-1. Heading into the tournament, the people deciding who's going to get in are going to be thinking a few things. I think one of those things they're going to be thinking is this does this team have the upside potential to make the tournament? And I don't think they do because of their lack of great wins or good wins. And if you look at their record, they're barely edging out these not so great teams. I think they beat Ohio by 2 points, which is not a great win. And losing to UMass again, the 8 seed in the MAC, is
Yeah,
not a great look for them. So
and I
I don't
believe
believe that they'll make the tournament.
I think UMass also the last time, because they played earlier in the season, and they UMass definitely gave them a run for their money
Yeah.
earlier in the season.
Hmm.
So it's not a good look for sure for the people who decide, obviously. But it is crazy how you lose one game in a season. You basically, if you're on the team, you do everything right, and
Yeah.
you still don't get to make the tournament. It's wild how they didn't have like one scheduled game that was like a big matchup. I
Yeah.
guess that's
I
just
th- I
unlucky.
think I think the problem there is that lots of these big schools aren't willing to play any of these mid-major schools because for the big schools there's no upside. If they beat them, it just looks like a terrible win, and if they lose to them, that looks even worse. So I see the perspective from the big schools. I think it's just unlucky on Miami, Ohio's part.
Yeah, reading here, their strength of schedule is 269th in the country.
Yeah, not
So
great.
when you have a strength of schedule like that, I mean, there's definitely going to be people who think there's no way you make it, even if you go undefeated. And like you said, they didn't really look their best while going
Hmm.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, are there any fraudulent teams you think that are in the bracket, maybe in the top 10 or anywhere in the bracket? Is Ohio State gonna be there? I mean, let me check it
Well,
out.
I look at a team like Ohio State, and if they do make the tournament, I think they could be a very sleeper team, honestly.
Okay.
Um, Ohio State, they're great. I mean, um, I think their versatility with their point guards is very good. Um, from the three, they're not a great team, they're not a bad team, and they're also very resilient when they play, you know.
Yeah.
Um, mid-season, somewhere in the mid-season, they weren't very consistent in their wins and their losses, but I think now they've caught a rhythm, and they're looking good.
I know that they I know that they lost to Michigan 71-67 because that
Yeah.
was um and that was in the Big Ten tournament, I think.
Hmm.
But I feel like that's not a bad loss to the number
Not
one.
a
I
bad
think
loss
I'm
at all.
I'm reading here. They have a 97% chance to make the tournament, so they're
Hmm.
they're probably in. They had late season wins over Purdue, Penn State, Indiana, and Iowa that really boosted their stock for sure. Um, I think they earned their bid. I think they they have an opportunity at least to go far in the bracket, just depending on if they could be that Cinderella team and beat some of these top dogs. So
Yeah.
I want to look at AJ DeBansta.
Yep.
Tell me about him. How good is he?
Well, how good is AJ Demanza? I mean,
How
growing
good
up
is
in
he?
Massachusetts, how can you not be a fan of him?
Shout him out.
Well, you look at his physicals first because that's what everyone sees first. He's 6'9", 7 foot wingspan. I mean, he's very NBA sized. Like nothing's gonna be holding him back there. And he also has a huge vertical on top of that. I mean, I think he has a 40-inch vertical, something around that. That is
Mm-hmm.
great when you go to the NBA because that translates perfectly. Um, he's also a great three-level scorer. I mean, at the rim, he was 68%. 68% at the rim is great. And he's also good in the mid range and good at three. So, I mean, that makes it already impossible for defenders to guard him. He also, like SGA, is a great foul drawer. Um, he averages around 8 to 10 attempts a game. And I think in the NBA, that's a great attribute to have. Um, he also
Yeah,
has great. Oh, go
I
ahead.
think what stands out to me is his efficiency.
Yeah.
Whenever I do watch a little bit, um, and when I do watch, he's lights out. Every shot, it's like okay, this has like a 90% chance to go in. And
Hmm.
I just looked up the stat. Yes, he's 50% shooting 50% from the field, and that's the efficiency that you see in NBA teams for sure. See and um, because it's hard to kind of judge how players are doing because it's against college players, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of questions that professional teams ask is can he do this against NBA players? And that's where they look at the efficiency to see how many of these shots he's taking are actually going in. Um, and I mean that 43-point game that he had was pretty special, and that just like versus Villanova. That just showcases his talent, his growing up in Massachusetts. I mean, how can he not be? How can he not be good? Uh,
Yeah.
he's from where is he from? Brockton.
Brockton. He's from Brockton.
Brockton.
Yeah.
Did he go to Brockton High School or?
Um, I don't believe so. I think he went to
Because they would have. Yeah, they
prep
probably went
school.
to. He went to
Utah prep?
Utah Prep.
Yeah.
Interesting. So he must have moved. He previously attended St. Sebastian's
Oh, wow. Wow.
before he moved to he moved to California and then he moved to Utah. So he's been around. I guess Massachusetts did not fit him well. But
Also,
yeah, yeah,
another
go ahead.
strong point for AJ DeBanza is his work rate. I mean, I think one of the reasons he went to BYU is because you can't get distracted at BYU,
Oh,
right?
no
No
way.
distractions are allowed at BYU. And I think that's what makes him great. You know, always wanting to hone in on basketball, becoming better. How can I become better? Is what he probably asks himself every single day. I think that's what makes him a great player. You know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you got to have that work ethic, especially if you want to
Hmm.
perform in the NBA. And I'm
Yeah.
sure he's always dreamed of that. Um, so we were going over a couple of things earlier, and you mentioned uh, the start bench cut of
Yep.
Debansta, Boozer, and Peterson, and I want to hear you complete it. What are your thoughts? And then I'm going to give my thoughts as a casual.
All right. If I had to do a start bench cut, Debanza, Boozer, Peter, that's a good one. I mean, you're
Yeah.
looking probably the top three projected, or definitely the top three projected picks in the NBA draft next year.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, no Massachusetts bias. I would go start AJ DeBanza, bench Cameron Boozer, and cut Darren Peterson.
I think that,
So
yeah.
I think I would start AJ DeBanza. You know, he looks the most NBA ready, and he definitely has the most upside out of any player like there. Very athletic finisher, can get it done around the rim. Uh, bench Cam Boozer. Ooh, I think he's so versatile and his potential's there that he just has to be the bench. You know, at all levels, he's a three-level scorer and a great defender at the same time. I mean, when have we ever seen a prospect like that?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, cut for Darren Peterson. I think this is the most obvious choice, I believe, because although he was projected to be the number one pick in the draft, I think what NBA teams are wondering is if he'll stay healthy.
Yeah.
For most of this season, he's been complaining about injuries playing for Kansas. oh, my leg hurts, oh, my hand hurts, but
Right.
that's not what the best thing's going to be for NBA teams. You know what they say, availability is the best ability. I
Hmm.
think I think that'll be true in the NBA, especially for Darren Peterson. He's not going to be able to last physically in that league.
Yeah, I'd agree with you. I would say Debansa at my start. I think Boozer. I think we could flip flop Debansa and Boozer for sure. But
Hmm.
yeah, Peterson at the three. He's having. I mean, he's having a great year, averaging
Great
20
year.
points.
Yeah.
Yeah, averaging 44% field goal percentage. So that's what you like to see.
Hmm.
But I mean, Debansa, he's Mr. Reliable right there.
Yeah.
All right, should we move on to some World Baseball Classic talk?
World Baseball Classic.
World Baseball
All right,
Classic. So
Dav.
yeah,
So
yeah, hit me.
you being the baseball player, you
Yep,
know, playing
yep,
baseball all your life, still
yep.
playing baseball to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Surely you're invested in the World Baseball Classic. I mean,
Of
what a
course.
tournament it's been so far, and I
Yep.
believe what a tournament it's going to be in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking at the World Baseball Classic, who are some of the favorites to win it in your opinion?
I mean, before this last week, I was
Yep.
thinking USA without a doubt. They're definitely gonna see Japan at some point, whether it be in the semis or in the championship. I'm not sure exactly how the bracket plays out. Let me just take a look here. So we know USA squeaked through. They made it. They
Yep.
play Canada, and then they will play if they win. They will play either Korea or Dominican Republic. Whoever wins that game, which I think it will be Dominican Republic. They are stacked. That lineup is scary for any pitcher that is going ever against. It's
Maybe
like
one of the scariest like
it.
lineups of
Yeah,
all
no,
time, you know.
it definitely is in terms of the World Baseball Classic. And then you also have Puerto Rico playing Italy, who Italy has came to play.
Yep.
We'll touch on that later, and then Venezuela playing Japan. So
Hmm.
Japan and the U.S. Could meet in the championship. It all depends on if the cards play out that way. But I want to talk about the USA for a second because of the controversy that occurred this last week with the Italy game,
Hmm.
and I'm disappointed myself in their manager in
Yeah.
uh in Mark DeRosa because he first of all he's not even a manager. He works for MLB Network. So I don't know why we choose a analyst to uh, coach the team, but that's just my opinion. So he was recorded. He was doing an interview before the Italy game where he says, "Since we have our spot locked in the playoffs, I'm going to, start other guys that wouldn't get the opportunity to." Now, newsflash: they did not have the spot locked, and he
Yeah.
realized this in about the fifth or sixth inning, halfway through the game when they're down. And then he tries to put his starters back in. He's like, "Oh my god, we got to win," and it's too late. They lose, and frankly, their future is risked for the next 24 hours until Italy ends up beating Mexico to send the U.S. in. I don't think the U.S. deserves it in any way, but Italy is a dominant team, and they showed that in their game against the U.S. and Mexico. Even though the starters weren't in for the USA, the bench is very good. I mean, Gunnar
Yep.
Henderson, the shortstop that was in, he's great. Paul Goldschmidt, he's old, but he's good. I mean, there's no bad players on Team USA, so even beating a second string USA team is very good, and they held them off when the starters were put in. So I think I'm disappointed in the way that Team USA has acted. And actually, after the Mexico game, when they won, and everyone thought that they were in, Mark DeRosa, the manager, must have told them, "Yeah, you guys are 100% in," because they all stayed in the locker room until 1 a.m. And it is supposed that they were just drinking all night and got hammered, and they weren't expecting to show up to play the next day because
Hmm.
they thought they were in because their manager did as well. So it's a huge fumble. I don't think any fans should, pay any attention to this team after what they've done to them. But it's a good lineup, so there obviously there will be, and yeah, they're definitely a favorite. I don't know. I think
Yeah.
put Japan in front of them now.
I mean,
But they're
when
still
you
looking
look at
good.
America, sorry to cut you off there, but
No, no.
they don't lack the star power at all. You know, they're great. They're the favorites to win the whole thing, right? Their star power is great. I think, like you said, the management is horrible. You know,
Hmm.
how can you be so cocky? You know, to not try to win a game, or
Hmm.
not to not try, but not to put your best lineup in. You know,
Yeah.
on the verge of
And
elimination, just
it's
fooling
just
around.
dumb. It's just
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why he would think that they were automatically in. Do you like he must not have known the rules or something. But I want to actually say this has been a great tournament if you are a Red Sox fan
Mm-hmm.
because of what some of these Red Sox players have been doing in the tournament. I mean, to start off, Roman Anthony, the hottest Red Sox prospect in a long time, maybe ever. He is. I am so in on Roman Anthony. He showed it last year in the MLB, but what I'm seeing in the World Baseball Classic is maturity, and we knew that he had this, but maturity and plate discipline, and then the power is insane. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you look at him next to Judge, and you're like, yeah, these two guys are. This is power in baseball because it's so fun to see them on the same team, Team USA. Him, Aaron Judge, Bryce Harper. He said he got lots of advice from Bryce Harper, so that's good to hear. Just being around these guys is great experience for Roman. And also, Jaron Duran. He in the
Yeah.
game against the USA, he plays for Team Mexico. By the way, for all who don't know, his dad's Mexican, so he plays for that team. 2 home runs against USA. I mean, you can't showcase it any better than that. He's going to definitely have a rebound year after a okay year last year. I'd say people were very disappointed in his performance in the playoffs. Do we trade him? Do we not? I like the decision to not trade him. I think the value wouldn't be that good, especially after the playoff performance. But I am very excited for this Red Sox team in the future. So this World Baseball Classic has really been beneficial to me, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Just looking here. Are there any underdog teams in your opinion that you think could make a run in this tournament here?
I mean, Puerto Rico's uh, they're good. They've got a
Yeah.
good team. They always do. I'd say my biggest underdog right now is definitely Italy. With the power that
Italy.
they've shown in the tournament is really quite amazing, and they just have guys. They have dudes that can turn it on in a second, and they have the spirit. I think that's what it comes down to when you talk about Olympics, World Baseball Classic, the hockey All-Star game thing. I don't know what is it that called, four oceans or like the
Couldn't tell you. Not a
yeah,
big hockey fan
it's the
myself.
NHL All-Star game thing with the countries competing. Anyways, it's that country spirit that they have and they bring to the tournament that makes them play that much better. The adrenaline, the World Baseball Classic is so cool because it's exciting baseball in March, and you never see
Mm-hmm.
that. You never see that because March is spring training. That's what
Yeah.
it is. That March is 4 hour games because they're subbing out guys in every 2 minutes. So it's good to see the World Baseball Classic back in action, and yeah, I think Italy's a big sleeper pick. Um, but if they do beat Puerto Rico, they'll have to face Japan, which Japan's definitely.
Japan.
My prediction is going to be USA versus Japan. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's what we all want to see. I think that's what we're going to see at the end of the day.
I think the only way for the US to make it to the final is for, the coach to realize his mistakes,
Yeah,
to get over that cockiness, and I think that's a path to the
yeah,
final for them.
yeah. They definitely have the talent. They just got to make sure they're not getting hammered the night before.
Yeah.
I think that'll be fine for them. All right, we could move now to the NBA.
Yep.
This has been an exciting last 7 days. It's now 7 days. We're recording this on Friday, March 13th, by the way.
Yeah.
If we're a little outdated. But Jason Tatum's back, man.
Mhm.
Jason Tatum is back in action. we've got some mixed opinions for sure. So Max,
Yeah.
just give me your take. How has Tatum performed? Has he lived up to your expectations or not?
Well, you look historically on, people who have come back from these type of injuries, I believe Kobe came back from his uh torn Achilles or torn ACL or something. The first game back he dropped 9 points. I mean, you're not expecting a lot when you come back from a massive injury like that. I think Jason Tatum went past everyone's beliefs in that game. 15 points is great. He contributed well to
Mm-hmm.
that the whole Celtics chemistry and the way they played that night. My question is that is Tatum in the future going to be a positive contributor on the Celtics? I mean, you look at the season, you see Jaylen Brown, he's having a great season. Nothing stopping him. He's looking like an MVP candidate this year, something we've
100%.
never seen in him. Uh, I think that might be taken away because of Tatum. Tatum will come in there, disrupt the flow. Jaylen Brown will be playing the same. Another question, is the chemistry. This season, I think they don't have a lot of star power. I mean, Jaylen Brown MVP, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard's playing out of his mind. I think the chemistry is great. Now, do you want to risk disrupting that chemistry by adding in a star in Jason Tatum? I
And
don't know.
I don't know. I people who think that Tatum and Brown can't function together,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of blows my mind, Max, because
Really?
they've done it. They've done it. Tatum and Brown have been on the court together and they won a championship.
Mm-hmm.
They brought a banner to back to Boston, and I think there's no denying that Jaylen Brown's talent for sure, and I think sometimes he gets overlooked because of Tatum, and he's definitely shown us this year with the performance he played at. Wow, nobody expected the Celtics to be this good. Nobody
Mm-hmm.
expected them to be second in the East for sure. So huge credit to him. I'm not trying to bash him or anything, but Jason Tatum's Jason Tatum, and I think can we agree that Jason Tatum is better than Jaylen Brown?
As it stands right now,
Come on.
in this season, I don't think that Jaylen Brown is better than Jason Tatum.
No, 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 no.
Historically,
I'm not
historically,
saying
yes, there's the
no.
argument.
Hold on. I'm not saying in this season. I'm saying talent level at their best. Because Tatum's going to be at his best in a couple games. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
worried
mean,
about that.
if
At
if
their
he
best,
does,
is Tatum
yep,
is Tatum better than Brown?
at his best, I think that Tatum is better than Brown. Sure, but right
Okay.
now in this
O-
current moment, give me Brown over Tatum.
Okay. I don't hate it. Okay, but what I've seen from Tatum is aggressiveness in the past few games, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that shows that he's going to be back to normal very soon. He has the
Yeah,
aggressiveness. He just has to get back. It's the big thing's cardio, in my opinion.
you think
Being
that
away,
aggressiveness, when he tried to dunk that ball and he just missed it, got blocked by the rim,
you
is that
can't.
great
You can't.
aggressiveness to you?
Max, he tore his Achilles. He had to get a new leg. I
Okay.
listen. It's hard to dunk. We know this. I mean, I can't dunk personally. Can
I
you dunk?
Neither of us can dunk. I mean,
Okay. Yes.
same ship here.
Because okay. Tatum, he did get stuffed by the rim, but what I saw from that play is an aggressive Tatum driving to the basket with no remorse for anyone else. I mean, that's just what you want to see when it's his first game back. And
Yeah.
what was his first? What were his first points? Remind me. Oh,
Uh,
that's right, a putback
yep,
dunk, a
yep.
putback
Okay.
dunk. So he got up there. It just took him a little bit to, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, after 5 shots, you better make one shot. I
So
think his
so
efficiently
critical.
relating to that, I think his efficiency so far is a little bit underwhelming. I mean, it took him 5 shots to make a putback dunk. Are we serious? He could have made a dunk earlier, open lane. Couple open shots.
It's nerves and cardio. That's the two things. When your name is called in the opening lineups and the entire arena is on their feet yelling at the top of their lungs and you haven't played a basketball game in it was 62 games. I don't know how many days that. I think it was like 200 something, I think.
Yeah,
198 maybe or something. I'm not sure the exact name. 10 months. 10 months he spent without playing the game that he loves. The adrenaline's running high. I think his legs are tired because he hasn't like played in that long, so it's hard, and that I think that's why a lot of the shots were coming up short because he was running back and forth. He hadn't done that in a while. Like you can do that in practice, sure, but it's way different in a game when your adrenaline's flowing and your heart's beating. So I think that he was a little nervous, and then I think he settled in just fine and had a great second half. And I want to
Mm-hmm.
ask you, how do you feel about the Joe Mazzulla hasn't really put a minutes restriction on him? He's kind of just let him play.
Um,
Do you think that's fine, or would you like to see them be more cautious with him?
I mean, I personally would like to see them being a bit more cautious. You have former MVP candidate Jason Tatum coming back really early on an Achilles injury. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think you should be rushing in to play him, especially because it's not playoffs yet. If it was playoffs, that would be a completely different talk. But now we have a team that's already in the playoffs. They're already guaranteed a spot, basically. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look at them. Like, I wouldn't play Jason Tatum at this current state as much as Joe Mazzulla is playing him right now.
Yeah, I mean they are limiting him a little bit, but like I think Missoula's just being a little too much.
Hmm.
It actually we can't really know though. We don't know
Yeah.
if he's been ready to come back for a while, so that could also impact it. If he's felt good for a while, so Joe Missoula's confident, or if he like just got better. But I think he's definitely not back to a superstar level yet. But I think
Yeah.
that time is going to come very soon. He's going to be healthy for the playoffs, and this team. I mean, I there's not a part of this team that I don't like. What's scary though is the Vucevic injury. That's
Yep.
I think that's about a month, so he should be back relatively soon. Um, but
I think
that
I think big man depth is also going to be not a struggle for the Celtics, but
yeah
a a bump in the road, if you will.
no
Vucevic
yeah.
is only getting older, like a frail old man. They call him,
Hold
and
on
you
now.
do,
What about Nimi? Nimi Keita.
oh, Keita. I mean, yes, Keita's great, but you can't rely on Keita and Vucevic, to carry the big man role. I mean, it's a
I
very
I actually disagree. Keita has been very promising in in the past few games. Not really the past few games. But I mean, against the Mavericks, March 6th, 16 points, 6 of 8 from the field. I mean, on 26 minutes, like that's pretty good for your backup center. What would be hold on. He starts, right?
um.
I
Well, now
think
he'll be starting because
yeah, but
Vucevic's injury. I think
I think
he
Vucevic was
was
coming off the
starting.
bench
Hold on, let me look at their latest game.
cuz I think Vucevic was playing a bench role. I'm not exactly sure though.
Yeah. Yesterday against the Thunder, they started with Keita.
Okay, yeah. Another guy that I really like in the center position is Luca Garza.
Really?
Luca Garza can shoot the three ball, man. And let me tell you, his form where he kind of does a little bit of bird in him. That's bird right with the
Yep.
but
Sure.
he goes
Sure.
on the side. But it's money. Most of the time it's money. Let me check Keita this season. Yeah, Keita this season is averaging 9.8 a game, which is up from 5. So he's averaging 10 a game, which is up from 5 last year. So he doubled his points from last year.
Yeah.
Granted, you had Porzingis last year, but um, he's definitely done better. Um, the rebounds are a lot better as well. I I like what I see from him. I think the team has a very good chance to make it far in the playoffs and even in the
Yeah.
finals for sure. Who's a team in the West that you're looking out for? We just played the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
We lost, but didn't have Tatum. Didn't have Derek White. I don't think we had Derek White. I didn't
I
really
didn't watch
watch.
the game yesterday. I believe Derek White was starting.
Oh, he was
Um.
okay. I thought he was out.
Oh no, he didn't start. I think he was out actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Derek
Tatum
White was
didn't
out with the
play.
knee yesterday. Yeah, Tatum was out
Okay.
for reconditioning, so I think your conditioning point on Tatum Because
Yeah,
strong point there.
yeah. I mean, it's just gonna be time getting back into it. And even without both of them, I think Duo was out. Even without both of them, though, they almost. I mean, very close game. Should have won, in my opinion. Just looking at the highlights, I hate that it was a
Yeah.
9:30 game. That was. I mean,
Rough
if you
day to
wanted to
be
watch
a
that game,
to
you
be a
had to.
student.
Yeah, rough day to be an academic weapon.
Yep.
Um, so
I mean,
Garza and Keita are the only big man options right now with
yeah.
Vucevic out. But I mean, Garza shows promise. We'd like to see him hit that next level though. All right, moving on. Do you think? What do you think about Jaylen Brown's little scuffle with the refs? Because there were lots of takes on this. Lots of people mad at Jaylen Brown. Lots of people mad at the refs. Um, what's your take?
Well, I mean, a player of your caliber, Jaylen Brown, probably one of the smartest NBA players in the league. It's not smart to argue with the refs. Brown thought they could get the ball, or no, he thought he was fouled
He thought he was
by
pushed,
by
yeah, out of
Castle. Yeah.
bounds.
And I think it's immature for Brown to do such a thing. All right, maybe it was your ball, maybe it was a foul. Don't try to get in a scuffle with the ref. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading here that the crew chief Tyler Ford stated that after the game that they didn't see the contact uh at all, and
I
you
mean,
see,
that I might have to agree. I didn't really think it was that big of a push.
yeah,
He if you rewatch the clip, it was very flop like.
yeah,
He was I mean, if you're Jaylen Brown and you're that I mean, he's muscular. He's a big guy. He's a big guy. I don't think a little three-finger push should push you out of bounds unless your foot maybe his footing is just terrible and we know that his handles are questionable. So maybe, but I think that wasn't a call. I've seen much worse calls with Jaylen
hmm
Brown
yeah,
that wasn't the call that I would expect him to get thrown out of a game for. And I think it's
yeah.
it's 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 very dumb on Jaylen Brown's part. I mean, it's the second quarter of a game versus who are they playing? I'm blanking.
The Spurs,
Oh yeah, the Spurs because it was Castle.
yeah,
Um, Probably one of the biggest games of the entire season. I mean, the Spurs have been excellent against the Celtics, Thunder, and Pistons. I believe they're like 8-2, I think now.
uh,
So that's a huge game in the season, and you just can't do that. I mean, you're putting all the pressure now on Tatum, who is just returning, who you could argue um, didn't show up that game as well. But I mean, I was proud of it. Max is gonna say he hated it because he's a Tatum hater. Um, but yeah, I think that can't happen. Jaylen Brown can't do that,
yeah,
and I think it would be pretty cool to like if anyone argues with arguing with the ref is it ruins the sport in my opinion.
yeah.
I don't know, like I don't know if they can make a rule like if you talk to the ref, you get a T or something because they're being like I don't know. I think it ruins the game. I think if they make a rule like that, it would never happen. Therefore, there would be no complaining, none of this every single drive. Like, oh, I got foul. I don't know. That's my opinion. I think they should
Yeah.
crack down and not allow arguments because it
Mm.
ruins it.
All right. Moving on. One of the greatest records Kobe ever set just got broke by Bam Adebayo, scoring 83 against the Wizards here. Um, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean,
I did not think waking up on a Tuesday morning. I you could give me a thousand guesses on what would happen in that game. I don't think I would have said that Bam Adebayo would beat Kobe's record and
Yep.
score 83 points. That would never cross my mind. Bam is not a guy that I would think would ever have a that historic of a night. He's a good player. He's a great player. But I mean, like 83 points? I mean, that's insane.
Yeah.
And props to him. I know people are saying, "Oh, 40 free throws, 40 free throws." Well, I mean, he made them. I mean, like why doesn't more people get 40 free throws? Like he got to the line. I mean, you got to give him props where props are due, but I didn't think that this would ever happen. Uh I thought the record could be broken. Kobe's at least. I don't know about Wilt's. That's insane, and it's an insane topic to even talk about if it happened or not. There's conspiracies out there.
Yeah.
Whatever. But I don't. I just. What do you think? What do you? Because
Well,
I didn't really see the game. I
yeah. Well,
I just saw.
you look at a guy
Go
like
ahead.
Bam. He's not. He's maybe the third best scorer on his team. Behind Norman Powell, Tyler Hero. I think going into this game, he knew to step up because I think both of them were out that night. And you're also playing a terrible team in the Wizards. Trying to lose. When have they ever
True.
tried to win?
True. Yeah, I know.
Um, his efficiencies weren't great in this game. What was he, 20 for 45? It's honestly
Yeah.
embarrassing. I think after he had his first quarter, 31 points, honestly one of the most impressive things I've ever watched. I think at that point the coach was Eric Spoelstra was just like, let's just keep him in here. See what he can do. Um, I think he ended the half with like 40 points, only scoring like 10 points in the second quarter. So, I mean, he was on pace to break this 80. I think fourth quarter, triple team, hucking up anything he can. You see that one play where he has the ball and he just, travels
Mm-hmm.
around when three guys are on him, open pass. I think it's honestly embarrassing what he did to get those 83 points. I mean, I think he had the most free throw attempts ever in a game. That's honestly
Mm-hmm.
disgraceful for an 83-point game. Um, Not to take it away, because all the other high scoring games, they were playing horrible teams. They had a lot of free throws, sure. But I think the manner in which Bam and the Heat tried to, feed the ball to Bam, let him run the show, I think it's just embarrassing.
So I just looked up because you mentioned the efficiency of
Yep.
Bam. I just looked up Kobe Bryant's efficiency on his 81-point game.
Mm-hmm.
So Bryant scored 81 points on 28 of 46 shooting, so that's 60.9% from the field.
Yep.
He was 7 of 13 from 3-point range and 80 of 20 from the free throw line. Bam was 20 of 43, 46.5% from the field, 7 of 22 from 3, and yeah, he shot 43 free throws. He made 36 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe's
I
was
mean,
more impressive.
yep.
I mean,
Kobe's far
it,
more impressive.
the stats jump out at you right away, especially because I think they were losing. It says he scored 55 in the second half to lead a
Yep.
comeback.
Mm-hmm.
So they were losing, and I mean he had 81 of the Lakers 122 points against the Raptors. So it's a pretty special night for both of them. Give credit to both, but I think Kobe's was more impressive.
Mm-hmm.
That's just my take. And you mentioned the
Yeah.
defense being bad.
Defense was horrible.
Okay, let's move on. NFL free agency is in full swing, Max. The Patriots
Yep.
are making moves. Max, remind me who the Patriots got.
I believe they've signed wide receiver Romeo Dobbs,
I believe
Draymond
that too.
Jones, Reggie Gillum, and Kevin Byard. Great
Mm-hmm.
signings.
Mm-hmm. So Romeo Dobbs. What are your thoughts? Do you think they should have signed him? Maybe left him on the market because it was too much money? Do you think try to put all your eggs in the AJ Brown trade? There's also guys like Brian Thomas Jr. who are supposedly being traded. What are your thoughts?
Romeo Dobbs. I mean, you look at his card value up front, not superstar level wide receiver that we thought the Patriots were going to bring in. You know, I think it was upsetting for Patriots fans to not be able to sign Alec Pierce after the
Mm-hmm.
Colts swiftly re-signed him. But
Mm-hmm.
I think Romeo Dobbs is the best job that the Patriots could have done.
Best guy
Very
available.
athletic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Very athletic receiver, very capable. He has great upside as well. I believe he's decently young, 25 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Let me check that.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
20. I think he's 25.
25.
A little bit of
Uh,
controversy though, with him wearing number 87,
mhm.
because I think it was the Patriots posted something with 87, and like welcome to New England. Um, and obviously Gronk's number. Many fans were upset that the number isn't retired. I personally, I don't really care that much. I don't even think Gronk really cares. I think he's doing fine right now. So I think
Yeah.
he doesn't care if Romeo Dobbs wears his number for the year. I'm excited about the signing. I think it's again what you said, the best you could do with the market availability. Um, Alec Pierce was tough to see go back to the Colts. It was
Yeah.
I really wanted to see him in New England uniform, but Colts were smart not to let him go at such a young age. Do you think that with the Romeo Dobbs signing, do you think they should still go out and try to get an AJ Brown from the Eagles?
Well, I think part of their process in not signing uh a huge wide receiver that would take up most of the cap, like resetting Stephon Diggs, is because they're trying to, transition into a run offense, which we'll get into later with their other free agency signing. But I think that the Patriots, if they're trying to go into this run offense that most are suspecting they are, then I think Romeo Dobbs is, he's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you mentioned the running offensive scheme, which they did fine with last year. They definitely had a couple struggles, but these new signings like Reggie Gillum
Mm-hmm.
is what I'm most interested in. People say they signed a fullback, great. No, no, they signed a run blocker, and I think having Travion Henderson, who might be just the best running back in the league this year, is my take. Travion Henderson will be the best running back in the league. He's got Ohio State in his blood, and I mean, the speed says it all. He
Mm-hmm.
can fly down the field in an instant. I'm really excited to see his development. And Stevenson has his negatives, but he also his fumbling last year, but he also showed a lot of power in his
Yep.
runs. He burst through the line. He was a great third down back. Um, so I'm excited, and also uh, the signing of tight end from Miami Dolphins, Julian Hill.
Yep.
People looked at that signing as well as who's this guy with only like 200 yards last year, or he didn't even have that. I think it's like 200 yards his career. Let me fact check that real quick. He's not the best. What did I say his name was? Julian Hill. Yeah, Julian Hill. It's definitely them trying to transition into a run style offense, and while still having that threat of Drake May with his deep ball.
Yep.
It's gonna only positively impact the play action scheme, where Drake May has shined.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm trying to get on Pro Football Reference here. Give me your
Yeah.
takes.
Just while you're doing that, you know, agreeing to your point, people see the signing of Reggie Gillum and Julian Hill. They're like, "Oh, yippee ki yay! We signed, two randoms during free agency. No
Mm-hmm.
one cares about." But really, I think it signifies the massive shift. From having wide receiver weapons like Stephon Diggs and a younger Hunter Henry. This year, Stephon Diggs, got released, and you're looking at Hunter Henry. He's getting older, quite evidently not going to be the passing threat he was last year. I
Yeah.
think relying on Ramondre Stevenson and uh, Travion Henderson is going to be the main Patriot offense for next year. And I think Reggie Gillum and Julian Hill are perfect signings. Julian Hill, strong, big guy, great blocker. Reggie Gillum, fullback, he's gonna be a great blocker.
Yeah, he's great. He showed great signs of the Bills. And going back to Julian Hill, he's not going to be a threat receiving.
Hmm.
In 3 years, he has 288 receiving yards. So he's no Travis Kelce, and I don't think anyone should expect him to be so.
Hmm.
Last year, he had just 140 yards with Miami on 15 receptions. So he's more of a run blocker guy, as we said, and it's gonna make this team way better. I think the offensive line got a huge plus with Vijay Tucker. I might be butchering
Yeah,
his name.
Elijah Vera Tucker. Yep.
Elijah Vera Tucker from the Jets. That's a key signing to secure the Jared Wilson swap over to center.
Hmm.
Uh, Tucker at left guard and Campbell at tackle.
Hmm.
Um, and I know people are down on Campbell. I'm not. I know Max is down on Campbell.
Yeah. I mean, after that terrible playoff performance, the entire playoffs,
It was
Campbell was
bad.
non-existent. I
No, it was
think
bad.
partially the entire offensive line was non-existent for that entire run. Drake May, getting bombarded by tackles is just unacceptable.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he had a terrible playoff. He definitely
Hmm.
might have cost the Patriots a Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah.
But he showed promise in the regular season, and I think that's what matters when you're looking at a rookie like Will Campbell. Other they also signed Draymond Jones from the Ravens.
Yep.
That's a big signing to
Hmm.
uh, get their edge better, especially after Caleb Von Chason left. I believe he's going. I don't know where he's going. So
Caleb on Chase on, I believe, Titans. Don't hold on.
no, that's where he was
Shit.
before.
He is on the Commanders.
Got it. Yes, Commanders.
Yep.
Tonga going to the Chiefs, departing
Hmm.
with the Patriots, and obviously we know the Diggs news. The releasing of him. I actually want to ask you though,
Yep. Go
what
ahead.
if they still want Diggs? Should we re-sign Diggs? There's an opportunity there.
Yep. Um, the re-signing of Diggs would kind of throw a wrench in the entire plans of the Patriots right now. Um, they they got rid of him because of the cap. His
Yeah.
contract was way too big to fit the Patriots' future plans. And, if we see them transition into this run offense, I don't think that Stephon Diggs would be great. Um,
But I mean, but we Alec Pierce. That was with dreams of signing Alec Pierce, which would have been a
mhm.
much bigger cap hit. So they had to free up some space somehow. Do you
Yep.
think now that they missed out on Alec Pierce, they go with a Romeo Dobbs and try to get another guy to kind of get that receiving room stacked? I wouldn't be opposed to it myself. I think I just don't know if Diggs would want it because he's a guy I think we could say takes a lot of pride in his performance.
Yeah.
He's I think he shows that he's humble, but he's not really I think once you kind of wrong him, he will never come back. And I don't know how the releasing of him went. I don't know if he has any hard feelings. He posted on Instagram like Patriots for life or something. He said
Hmm.
something that was very respectful. A photo of him and Drake May. Um, I'm not sure how the terms are. I don't know if he would ever come back if the price was even right. Maybe his market's so bad anyways that he will, because there might not be a lot of teams willing to pay for a guy his age, even though he gave you 1,000 yards last year.
Yep. I think for the Patriots moving forward, I think there are some, great options still in free agency for the Patriots. Um, Obviously there's Tyreek Hill, but the question with him is will he stay healthy? And once
Yeah,
again, I think he's more capped than Stephon Diggs. I don't think that'd be smart.
yeah. They're around the
Christian
same
Kirk.
markets,
Yeah, Christian Kirk. I mean, came off a great. I think personally for him that was a great playoff run.
especially. Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I think he could be a good signing for the Patriots. There's also Debo Samuel. I mean, sure, there's concerns about his age. He's getting older. Will he still be the same Debo Samuel that we saw, 2, 3, 4 years ago? But I think that would also be a great signing. And one other potential signing is Darnell Mooney.
Hmm.
Darnell Mooney. What you see in a guy like Darnell Mooney is not unique, but it's not like teams would still want it. He's a fifth rounder coming out of Tulane. Our producer Brody, big fan of Tulane. Um, but
Shout out to Brody.
yeah, shout out, shout out to
Mute up.
uh, yeah.
um,
He's not
yeah,
he's not physical. He's not heavy. He's not going to match the runs block scheme or the pass block scheme that maybe the Patriots want. But he is 28. Still in his younger years, not on a bad
yeah,
contract.
yeah. And going back to Romeo Dobbs,
Hmm.
he really impressed me in the press conference that all the it's not really a press conference. They all were at Gillette or something. All the free agents that they signed, and they talked to reporters. I was watching a little bit of Romeo Dobbs' interview, and he seems like a great locker room guy.
Yeah.
He seems like a guy that knows that he's in a great system. He turned down more money to come to New England. He had better offers on the table, and he came to New England because he knew what he was getting with a coach like Vrabel and with a quarterback like Drake May. So that speaks volumes to me. I think
Yep.
that's who Drake May needs, someone who can kind of walk with him in this journey. Romeo Dobbs, another young guy.
I think it's kind of filling the hole on Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs leaving, that's huge, or that's hugely bad for the Patriots locker room. In the center of all the circles, it's always Stephon Diggs.
yeah.
We're all we got. We all we need.
We will
You
never
know,
hear "we all we got, we all we need" again,
yep,
unless he does come back, which could still happen. We don't
could
know
still
what
happen there.
Elliot Wolf is planning. Real quick, we should touch on the what the Ravens have done this past week
Hmm.
with the Max Crosby trade
Yep.
and the alleged failed physical, whatever that
Hmm.
means. I personally think they saw a better guy in the market, i.e., Trey Hendrickson. They
Yep.
saw a better guy that they wanted instead for a less. You had to pay him, but less like they had to give up picks for Crosby, so they wanted those picks back. They wanted Hendrickson instead, and they used a botched physical, or not a botched physical. They found something in the physical, made it seem like a bigger deal, and said, "Yeah, no, we can't do this."
Hmm.
Um, and got those picks back. Your take on it? Do you think it was a real physical? Do you think they were cheating the system a little bit? Feel
Um.
bad for Crosby.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at this, I mean, it has to look like some sort of scandal.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're gonna try to botch that physical, just so they can, free up that cap, not get rid of those picks, and get a
Yeah.
younger with high upside guy like Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
Funny story actually. I told our dear friend James, I was
James
like,
Sunday. Yep.
I was like, they're just gonna give up on Max Crosby, and they're gonna give up on Max Crosby because you see a guy like Trey Hendrickson in free agency, you'd much rather have Trey Hendrickson to fit the Ravens scheme more than Max Crosby. Because if you sign a guy like Max Crosby, now you just have two stars on offense and defense with no help and no picks
Mm-hmm.
remaining. Go sign a guy like Trey Hendrickson, keep your picks, build your offense or your defense, and maybe become a championship contender next year.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Ravens. They're definitely making some noise in the off season.
Hmm.
We'll see if Lamar stays healthy. Um, I'm sure. I'm sure that'll be a big story. But really, in the AFC, I mean, AFC's wide open. I feel like, in my opinion,
Yep.
it's Chiefs. You could always make an argument for them, but are they past their prime? That's a big question. Is their
I
legacy over?
actually hold on. I think that the Chiefs could make a run this year. You see, with the AFC not being as strong as it usually is, and they signed Kenneth Walker. Let's not forget Super
Big
Bowl
signing.
MVP,
Yep.
one of the greatest running backs in the league. I think
Yeah.
their run game countered with Patrick Mahomes' ability, to pass the ball, will be
Yeah.
unstoppable.
Yeah, that is going to be scary. We'll see if Patrick Mahomes can do his thing like we know he can. Broncos are another team that they looked good last year.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate with the Bo Nix injury. Not
Yep.
unfortunate for the Patriots. Very fortunate for them. Because there are arguments that they would not have won without Bo Nix going down, and that might be true.
Yep.
Based on how they played that game, I think that they will be look very good this year. I also think the Chargers are going to be a reach this year. I don't think the Chargers will be good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a little bit like Justin Herbert is a little overrated.
Ooh.
And he doesn't have good guys around him, in my opinion.
I wouldn't say Justin Herbert's overrated. I just don't think that with that team he's gonna make it anywhere.
Yeah,
Um, they're always a team, clinching on to, a playoff berth, but you rarely see Justin Herbert getting any extra protection from his O-line. It's just never gonna work out. I mean, they have all the weapons. They have Alad McConkey. They have the Kamani Vidal. I think honestly, it's just a matter of the O-line for the
yeah,
Chargers.
yeah. The Chargers, they're going to need some help for sure. Based on that playoff performance.
Hmm.
Uh, but I think it's wide open. I think the Patriots have a good shot. I think. Um, how do you feel about your Browns? Max is a Browns fan. For all who
Yep,
don't know,
Browns fan.
feel
Just
bad
honing
for
on the
him.
Browns, I think they have had a great off season. They're rebuilding their franchise the right way. You might clown me for this, a franchise quarterback in Shadur Sanders, and the way that they're trying to protect him with these offensive line signings is the way that it should be done. I mean, you look at
Oh,
teams like the Chargers, they're not signing anyone. That's why they failed. And the Browns rebuilding, great defense with Carson Schlesinger. I think they're going to be a
he's a
really
dog.
unstoppable team. I mean,
Yeah,
also with Mason Campbell. Uh Mason Campbell. Mason Graham. Mason
Mason
Graham.
Graham.
Mason Graham. Thank you guys for watching so much our first episode. Uh, we like to welcome all the new viewers. Hopefully we'll have, or no, we will have a new episode next week and every week continuing. So,
Yes, sir.
make sure you guys tune in. All right, signing off. It's been Max Lee and Dav Crocker.
That was tough.
Should we film it again?